Okay. Hello, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second appointment of the second session of the Ferrara Calling webinar series. We had an appointment yesterday dedicated to working in Ferrara, while today we will be focusing on studying and what it means to be a student in Ferrara, at Ferrara University, in many different ways. I would like to thank you for joining us, as I said, but I also would like to thank our institutional partner. First of all, the Municipality of Ferrara, who sadly cannot be with us tonight, but of course welcomes you all with a lot of enthusiasm, but also the Emilia-Romagna region, and in particular, we have here Maria Giovanna Govoni, who is working for Arter, which is an agency of the Emilia-Romagna region, and she is in charge of a program focusing on talent attraction, retention, and valorization at Arter. So this is a very important presence for us to have in the webinar, because this embodies all the value of the talent program, which this initiative is part of, and also to let you know that this is part of a wider regional initiative which aims to connect international talent to the area. But Maria Giovanna will tell you more about it.
Yes, thank you, Eleonora. Thank you for the invitation and for the presentation. And it's a pleasure for me to be here. And of course, it's a pleasure to introduce this webinar, part of a webinar series. And because this initiative gives concrete action to the program of the Municipality of Ferrara, aimed at supporting and promoting international talent attraction and retention, of course, in Ferrara. So I share my presentation with you, and I try to show you why I'm here. And because as Eleonora said, I work for Arter. Arter is means attractiveness, research, and territories. ER for Emilia-Romagna region. And the mission of our of my company is foster region sustainable growth, and also to through support innovation and research program. So we work with people with talent, and we work to orient them and show them how many opportunities in the Emilia-Romagna region we have, and support their career program and career path in Emilia-Romagna region. So why Emilia-Romagna region support all the main municipality in Emilia-Romagna region? Because it's the first region that has a regional law to aim at attraction, retention, and of highly specialized talents in Emilia-Romagna. And this is important because have a law means money, program, initiatives, activities, and a lot of services, and also as a frame where we can work for all the services that we show in the next slides. So first of all, who are for us international talents? And of course, in the regional law said high specialized talents, so university students, scientists, knowledge worker, and of course also researchers and PhD students. But international talents for us are who are living outside Italy and wants to come to our region, but also international talents are living now in Emilia-Romagna. And of course, people born or graduated in Emilia-Romagna and now living abroad or returnees. And of course, their partner and or children, so their families. And Emilia-Romagna has also a program called ITER, International Talents Emilia-Romagna program. And this is the program that includes all the services and initiatives aimed at attracting and retaining international talents in Emilia-Romagna. The program and also, of course, the website is divided in different specific moments of your life of international talents, because we have a lot of services and initiatives dedicated to who is abroad now and wants to move and are thinking about moving to Emilia-Romagna region. But also when you are here, all the services and activities to support the newcomers. And we believe that it's important also the services and initiatives to favor integration in a new context. So a huge part of this program aimed at to find a community and to get involved in our region and of course in all the cities. And this is the website and how it looks like, and you can find different sections in the website, different, because if you are studying in Emilia-Romagna, or if you are searching for a job, or if you are not yet arrived and you want to come and move to Emilia-Romagna region. And this is the main important part of the website, because you can find a lot of information also, of course, of Ferrara cities, but also for each main cities in the region. And the main part is the blue bubbles, and here you can find different services, because we have ITER stories. You can watch and hear all the podcasts and videos about our international talents and get inspired by their stories. But also you can find ITER service guide, a guide to orientation and relocation services and welcoming services initiatives in the Emilia-Romagna region, and of course the ITER Info Desk. This is the main services, and this is the guide and the link to download the guide and look inside and find a lot of services. And this is Info Desk, a virtual, regional virtual information on regional ecosystem opportunities. You can book a free call with us and one-to-one call online, and here you can find the link. So I hope that you can book this opportunity, take these opportunities and book your free call. And how, as Eleonora said before, this is the local network, because the regional level is supported by ITER International Talents Program, but in each city you can find a specific local supports talent services, and here you can find all the project and all the initiative of each cities of the Emilia-Romagna region. So I think it could be useful for you, and next to you can download maybe the presentation, and you can find all the link to keep in touch and to write to us. So thank you, and good afternoon with us.
Thank you so much, Maria Giovanna, for sharing all this information with our with our viewers. And of course, you will receive all of the materials you will see tonight in the webinar after the webinar is done. So if you want to, of course, get in touch and book a one-to-one session with Maria Giovanna or one of her colleagues to the talent desk, please feel free. You will find all the references in the presentation, but also on the website. So, but back to Ferrara. So what are we, what will you be seeing tonight? So you won't hear a sales speech. Tonight we will be talking about lifestyle and about a city that offers a lot of things combined together, like you can find either calm, creativity and connection all in one city, which I believe is quite interesting considering that today the world itself is increasingly demanding so much of our time and energy, and Ferrara gives you a good balance of all of that. And for doing that, I will be sharing a little video with you about a guy who is cycling around our beautiful city, which I believe embodies a lot of the characteristics that are typical of Ferrara. So here we go. And so what can I tell you about Ferrara? Ferrara is a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1995, and not just the monuments, but the entire city itself is considered a UNESCO Heritage Site. And this city was built a long time ago, but during the Renaissance reached its peak. And it was home to visionary rulers like the Estense family. And they believed in art, architecture, urban innovation, but also they were main patrons of the arts. So you can imagine this is a city that is full of rich cultural and artistic monuments, but Ferrara didn't freeze in time, because today Ferrara is the city of students, freelancers, entrepreneurs, and researchers. So of course you will be able to walk into the same cobble street where the Estense family used to, and also visit amazing monuments like the Estense Castle, but at the same time you will find unusual co-working spaces like the Laboratorio Aperto, which is exactly where I am right now, and also where one of our speakers has her office. But she will tell you about that later. And this is an unusual co-working space because this used to be a theater in the 19th century, and also in the 20th century had a very, very strong presence in the city. But also you will find newly redeveloped areas like the dockyards, which have been completed quite recently and now are a very pleasant spot to just have a stroll around the water, but also to enjoy some green spaces and have a cup of wine. So just to combine all of these sentiments together is, I believe there is something quite magical about living in a place with so much history, but at the same time, a place that still lives for you to write your own story. What else can we say about Ferrara? Well, as you can see in the video, there is a lot of green spaces and monuments you can actually walk around and by. And one of these monuments are the ancient walls that are encircling the city. They are medieval and they are more than 9 kilometers long, and they are amongst the best preserved in Europe, as you can see exactly right there where our friend is now. But these, as I was saying, they're not just a monument. They can become your jogging trail or your daily bike ride or your evening walk. So Ferrara is made for movement, I believe it's quite safe to say, and you can ride by bike across the city in just 15 minutes, but at your own pace. So you can, in your daily commute, you can pass along squares, trees, and you can enjoy and smile along the way. So commuting doesn't feel like stress. It feels like simply living in the city. Ferrara has a very rich cultural life as well, especially during this time of the year, because you can enjoy all the public square with a lot of music concerts. And they can range from a music festival, classical music, rock concert, street music events. But there are also cultural festival and journalism festival, bringing global conversation to your doorstep. But there are also traditional festivals like the Palio. There are art exhibitions in the many museums of the city. There is quite a strong connection with cinema and movies as well, because Ferrara is the birthplace of famous Italian film director, and it's a legacy that is still very strong today. So just to say that all year long the calendar is pretty full. So if you love to be surrounded by creativity and art, Ferrara is your kind of city. But culture is not the only feature that Ferrara can offer. There is quite a lot of green spaces and nature to be enjoyed. Ferrara can say that I can easily say that in Ferrara there are more than 54 square meters per inhabitants of green spaces, which is way above the national average square meter of green spaces available. And just beyond the city, there is also the Po Delta Park, which is the river Po, and the amazing park that it's again part of the UNESCO, is considered UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, and there are also the Comacchio water valleys, and there you can observe a lot of different kinds of animals. There is a huge biodiversity, but also you can enjoy kayaking, again cycling, or take a slow river cruise where you can see all the flamingos. You can enjoy the silence surrounding you, and this is something that is beyond Italy in the postcard that you will see usually. It's all within reach from the city, but it's pretty unique and amazing. Well, talking about location, I think one of the other main points of Ferrara is the strategic location and connections nearby, because we can easily say that Ferrara is not far from anything. You are half an hour from Bologna. Bologna has one of the busiest international airports in Italy, and also one of the biggest train stations in the entire country. But Ferrara is also very well connected with high-speed trains. So let's say you need to reach Milan or Rome for a business meeting, is very easy to do there. You can be there in just a few hours, but also you can reach Florence and Venice in less than 1 hour if you feel like enjoying one of the other major cultural spots around. But also the seaside is very close. The Adriatic Sea is less than 1 hour away, but also mountains. If you feel like a weekend escape in the Alps and the Apennine mountain, they're very close. So again, incredible features. We can say that Ferrara is the sweet spot. It's calm when you want it, but very connected when you need it. So what else can we say? Well, of course, we have to mention food because we are Italian, so we need to include it in every conversation that we have. And being in Emilia-Romagna means that we have to include it even more, because as you probably know, is one of the major gastronomic spots in Italy. So we are very proud of our local delicacies like capellacci di zucca and salama da sugo, and also a very unique kind of brand that you saw in the video with a recipe that it dates back to the Renaissance. So again, we are not talking about fast food, and dining is something that is not considered to be done quickly and while walking to your work, to your workplace. Is something that is considered fulfilling, that brings people together, and it makes the everyday life again even worth celebrating. But when we are talking about all the cultural and the natural and the food features, but Ferrara is moving on to more and more opportunities day by day, is increasingly becoming home to digital professional entrepreneurs, to there are co-working spaces, startup incubators, innovation labs, and also, as you will hear tonight from our amazing speakers, we have a university that blends the tradition with innovation, offering international courses, international connection, research opportunities, and also continuing education. So whether you are building your business or you are changing careers or growing your skills, Ferrara is a city that gives you tools, space, and a reason you can actually live in. But Ferrara is not just a home for, remote workers and students, but also for families, couples, and creatives. There are a lot of excellent services talking about healthcare, and also a very high quality schools, and there are a lot of, as I said, green parks and sports center, and they're all very accessible, and the municipality is doing a lot also to offer to make these services even more accessible. Like, for example, there are a lot of bonuses for children daycare dedicated to family and people who are coming to live in the city. Accessibility is also because the city is very human sized. You can literally reach every part of the city by bicycle, and is known in Italy, Ferrara, as the city of bicycles. So it's real. So everybody here has a bicycle, and they reach spaces and grocery shop and job just by cycling. And what else can we say? Well, compared to larger city like Milan or Rome, the cost of living is significantly lower. So even if you're talking about renting an apartment or grabbing a coffee or enjoying a meal, it's very doable. And this, of course, means more freedom, more time, and more energy to focus on what it really matters. That can be your work, your well-being, your passion, and you can live well, slowly, and without giving anything up, which I think is quite important nowadays. Um, so as we want to share with you, I think it's an image that Ferrara is becoming more and more international, and it's attracting more students, remote workers, and creative minds from across Europe and beyond. So you will find a like-minded community. But I believe that what makes the city special, it's its soul, because we can say that Ferrara is very welcoming, it's grounded, it's human, and you will find opportunities here, but also you will find belonging, which I believe is very important. And talking about belonging, I will stop here, and I am delightful to introduce you to our speakers, which belong to the city or belonged. They will tell you their stories, so you can judge by yourself. And our first speaker of today is Simone, who is a PhD student of the Department of Engineering of the University of Ferrara, which is not currently based in Ferrara, but I will leave the floor to him so he can tell you his story and why Ferrara is special to him. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Eleonora. Thanks for having me. So I'm gonna share my slides. Here we go. Hope you can see it all. Okay, perfect. So, okay, my name is Simon Dahdal, and before jumping into our presentation today, I would like to spend like 1 minute on this slide, which gives a quick visual overview of my journey as a student. So we start with Damascus, Syria, where I like to associate it with this Damascene home, where you can see it here on the top. And it's the place where I was raised, made memories, my home. Then the life took me, my path took me to Ferrara, where I usually associate it with the Spencer Castle. But the most time I spent in Ferrara was at the Department of Engineering. There you can see it in the middle, bottom. And now I am in Pensacola, Florida, doing an internship abroad. So yeah, this was an overview of what I'm going to present today. And let's dive in. So quick overview of myself. As I said, my name is Simon Dahdal. I'm a PhD student in engineering science at the University of Ferrara. Currently, I'm an exchange scholar doing an internship at the Institute of Human Machine Cognition, Florida, USA. I have dual citizenship, so I'm Italian and also Syrian. My research focus in my PhD is applied AI in industrial manufacturing and human assistance and disaster recovery, where we will look into it at the end. So, my journey starts in Italy, specifically in Bentivogli, Bologna, where I was born. And after spending the first 3 years of my life there, my parents and I went back to Syria, where I was raised and lived there for about 15 years. When I there started my elementary school, middle, and high school education. When I got my diploma there, for various reasons, between the war, searching for better opportunities, uh, a better future per se, we gone back to Italy, where I started my studies, and which is will be the focus of this presentation, speaking about my experience in Ferrara. And after that, now I'm in Florida, Pensacola, doing the internship. So let's go on. So this is an overview of what I'll be sharing with you my experience. So I started with my bachelor degree in electronic and information engineering. After that, I continued also at Ferrara, doing a master degree in automation and information engineering. And I also passed down, and now I'm doing a PhD in science engineering. And even if the photo is so small, you can see that there is a bunch of people or researchers in our research group where we all collaborate together to do research and innovate. So let's dive into each step of this that I would like to share my experience so that maybe somebody will connect with it or say, okay, maybe this can be an opportunity even for me. Maybe this is a path that also fits for me. So, okay, my experience. The first step, electronic and information engineering. Why I chose Ferrara. So the course of Laurea Triennale Ingegneria Elettronica e Informatica gives a complete and comprehensive overview of the field. So it teaches you like electronics, computer science, automation engineering, and telecommunication. So it gives a broad overview for somebody who isn't into the field itself, and then somebody can choose what the specialization at the third year they would like to go into it. So for me, it was AI, small medium university. So Ferrara, compared to other universities in Italy, like Bologna or others, are particularly small medium, even though it graduates more than 5,000 people a year. It is considered small medium compared to others. But the most important part about choosing a small medium university, which is the main advantages from my perspective, is that the student to professor ratio is very low. So that myself, since I came back from Syria, where I didn't speak any Italian, maybe the greetings, how are you? That's it, ciao, come stai? Uh, Having a better ratio, student to professor, help the professor, even the student, to get more personalized, customized um, attention from the professor. So my first year was, as you can imagine, not speaking Italian, coming from Syria and studying in Italian. The language was the main problem, the main struggle for me. But fortunately, at the university, I had great professors where they, after each lessons, they explained to me the stuff that I didn't understand, particularly in Italian. So they explained it in English. They encouraged me to study in English and go watch YouTube videos and everything. And I had great support from the academic manager, from the internationalization office. So you can imagine somebody who doesn't know anything about the system in Italy coming from a different country, a completely different culture and mechanism, paperwork and stuff. It was a great support for me. So this is one of the main reasons that pushed me toward a small medium university as Ferrara. Also, a safe and calm city. As Eleonora explained before and showed us the pictures, Ferrara is considered very calm and safe. So maybe safe, it's not that important. But since I came from a conflicted area, it was pretty important to me that I find that peace that I need to focus on my studies, on the better future, something that I struggle to have back in my home country. Also, just to add a bit of humor, so the first lesson I had there in English, in Italian. It was like geometry. So the professor comes into the class and he says, Bondi. And for me, Bondi, it was like, okay, I don't really know what Bondi really means. So then the friends that I've made there, they explained to me, okay, Bondi is a local way, a dialect way to say buongiorno or good morning in uh, in a dialect way. So yeah, that was the first shock when since I arrived. Okay, you know the basics, but you don't know the basics of the local language. So yeah, just a little humor inside the presentation. So I finished my laurea triennale in 3 years, so in corso. After that, I continued to choose Ferrara. I didn't go to any other universities because mainly it offered me a plethora of courses. So my main interest after finishing the laurea triennale, it was artificial intelligence, cloud computing, which are there are many courses which explains this stuff, which is my main interest. And okay, you find yourself so well in Ferrara, it's hard not to choose it and continue with it. Also, starting that, I started to see and listen and explore the great opportunities that the region uh, gives to the students in that way. So I did my the internship at the end of my master degree in the Tecnopolo di Ferrara, which is part of the Rete Alta Tecnologia, where there is the region have spent a lot of fundings and initiatives to create this ecosystem about making encouraging the collaboration between private entities and public entities. And this would give many students, and it's still giving right now, great opportunities to have internships, have fundings for initiatives, for research, and everything. So this was the main reasons that helped me choose Ferrara, and I didn't move out. So my path continues even at Ferrara. It didn't change, and continues for the science engineering course where I'm doing my PhD in applied AI in specifically industrial manufacturing, which is the core of the Emilia-Romagna region. We know that the Emilia-Romagna region is the core of manufacturing in Italy. And also, I've been collaborating for many years with IHMC, which is the research institute that we have here in Pensacola, Florida. And we did research on human assistance and disaster recovery, which is a very important topic for myself. So just not that I'd like to brag a little bit. So I'm near my end of my PhD. At November, I will finish my PhD. And during the PhD, I managed to get an international patent, many international journals. I get the opportunity to present at many international conferences where I met new people from all around the world, great experience, great people. I managed to develop very soft and hard skills, so technical skills, but even presenting myself, talking with others, presenting my research in a way that even non-technical people can understand it. And of course, you develop a lot of patience because not usually your experiments works. So you should have patience and patience and patience until you get it right. So yeah, that was the main rewarding thing. Many experiences, and yeah, it was very rewarding. And okay, now I'm in Pensacola, Florida. So I just collected a bunch of photos, so I can show you what we do now, how I'm continuing my PhD that started in Ferrara. So you can see on the top left, you can see the HMC building where I'm doing my internship. We have down to the left, we have downtown Pensacola, where there is gallery night, where artists, and musicians, and street food are there. They do it once a month. We have the beautiful Pensacola beach on top right. Okay, you can see the amazing beach that we have here. Also, in the middle top, we see you can see myself and a bunch of students, which are Italian students from the master course that we do in Italy, where thanks to collaboration between the University of West Florida and University of Ferrara, each year students come here to do 1 year of master degree at the University of West Florida, and they go back to Italy to finish their internship, and they graduate. Also in the middle, you can see me presenting on the screen, and yeah, it was a great experience where local labs here asked me to present what I do in research, and they really appreciate how okay AI is not just large language models or ChatGPT. There is much more to AI to it, and so I talked a little bit about. How we managed to get an ice cream machine, a gelato machine, to be specific, more intelligent thanks to AI. And on the bottom right, you can see me with my roommates and some friends we met here, where you can see all the necklaces that we have, because it was like Fiesta Parade called, and it's like carnivals in Italy, but they only throw necklaces at people. They don't throw food, they don't throw toys, just necklaces. And you can see that we managed to hunt a little bit of necklaces, and yeah, it was very fun. Also, you have a picture of me on biking on the Pensacola Bay Bridge, where it's like 3 miles, like nearly 5 kilometers bike. So yeah, it was fun. And yeah, we have a Ninja robot at the HMC lab. And yeah, thanks for the attention. And absolutely, let's keep in touch. I left the presentation short, so we can maybe you have interested in some questions you'd like to ask me. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was very interesting, and I really love the presentation and to see all the different lives that you have already been living despite your young age. And I think that considering how hot it is in Ferrara right now, we would all wish to be in Pensacola right now instead of being here in a very damp and sweaty place. So I love to.
It's also wet here, so it's very hot here and very humid. So yeah, the weather is very similar. So from that perspective, it's home for me. It's like Ferrara here. So yeah, it's
So you
good.
don't have you won't be homesick for that part. Thank you so much. Such a very interesting experience, and I love the fact that you have been sort of like attracted to the city, but then again you are somewhere else, but you are still connected to it. So this is also a way that Ferrara calls you. So it doesn't really mean like a final destination that you have to move here and stay here forever. It just means that it's a place where you can, start many other different adventures. And talking about adventures started at the University of Ferrara, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Sara. Sara is an archaeologist and is also the president and founder of Archemosmart, which is a startup born inside the University of Ferrara, but she will tell you all about it. So here you go, Sara.
Hello, everybody. I share my screen, maybe. You can see it. You can see my screen now. Okay, so as I was saying, I want to thank first of all Eleonora for the invitation, and let me to present my experience in Ferrara, because as Simone, I was a student in the University of Ferrara and still working there, and I found with other four partners in 2021 Archeosmart, which is a startup, of course, and a spin-off of the Department of Humanities of the University of Ferrara. To present Archeosmart, we as I said, we founded Archeosmart in 2021 We are 5 partners, and our foundation was possible thanks to the transfer office of the University of Ferrara, which has been for us a very good environment that fostered our translation of the research into real-world applications. So, as I was saying before, we are a team of 5 partners. We have different expertise in the field of archaeology and cultural heritage in general. So we go from prehistoric archaeology to geology and so on, but this interdisciplinarity that characterizes Archemosmart is fundamental for us to our identity, indeed, because what we want to do is to transfer the results of the research made in the field of humanities, and in particular in archaeology, that is made by our university, the University of Ferrara, into ideas, products, and initiatives that are relevant for economy and society. Our mission, which is our mission at the heart of Archemosmart, we have a clear mission. As I was saying before, we want to transform the results of the academic research that sometimes, as you know, not only in the field of humanities, but also in the field of scientific research, is something that remains inside the academy, inside the university, and it is shared between researchers, but not with people, with the wide public. So we want to transform the abstract result of this research into tangible products that deliver tangible cultural and economic benefits to society. For example, in our personal experience before Archemosmart, we see that there is a very big gap between the world of the academic research in archaeology and humanities and cultural heritage in general, and the wider public. For better explain what we do, I present here a case study, which is the project we are working on in this last year. The project is called EvoluKit, and it started from the observation of different problems that we look in the society and among the wider public. For example, if we think about archaeology, I think all of us has been at primary and secondary school, and the teacher explained the human evolution, ancient Rome, ecology, and something like that. But if we look at what we learned at school, and we go back to our textbook, one main problem is that archaeology, and in particular prehistoric archaeology and human evolution, are dynamic disciplines with new discoveries and interpretations that are constantly evolving, and traditional textbooks are not enough to share the results of the research with the public. Also, some teachers that we interviewed, they say that, oh, okay, I'm not talking about human evolution and prehistory and prehistoric archaeology and prehistoric art, for just to make some example, because I don't have any expertise in this field. So the result is that we have a lack of an effective communication and collaboration between the university, the schools, and the teacher. And the result is that children and people, they don't know very important things about the state of the art of human evolution and archaeology, and of the cultural heritage in general. So EvoluKit tries, of course, we are working on that, so we try to face these challenges with a digital platform, which is designed to change the way we learn about and interact with our past. EvoluKit is a very accessible digital platform It's a very accessible digital platform with up-to-date content and is made by researchers for people. It is very interactive, engaged, and it fosters direct interaction between the platform, schools, and the researcher. It is scalable in different languages and for different disciplines, and teacher can also have some personalized courses just to fill the gap in their own preparation. Kit is a project that is ongoing. It is developed by an international team, of which, of course, the University of Ferrara is part. And we are working, for example, with the University of Warsaw, with the Istituto Terra Memoria, which is a research institute in Portugal. In Portugal, that works in specific on prehistoric and Paleolithic art. And we are, of course, actively now searching for new funding opportunities to implement the product. We already made some tests with schools and teachers, primary schools and teachers. We have a very good response. So starting from the new school year in next September, Evolukit will be part of some school programs in some Italian schools. Of course, for the development of Archemosmart, Ferrara as a city and as a university plays a very important role. The University of Ferrara is in fact we can define it as a kind of a powerhouse of expertise in archaeology, cultural heritage, and digital technologies. So it is a very dynamic environment. We have with the university a strong collaborative relation because we have joint projects and we train some new researchers in communicating the results of their research, of course. Beyond the University, Ferrara itself, as Eleonora was saying in the very beginning of this webinar, is a city steeped in history and culture. It is rich in cultural heritage. And for this reason, it is a kind of a magnet for scholars and institutions from all around the globe. And this international outlook is very essential for us as Archemosmart, for our participation in international and European project, and also to extend our partnership and collaboration. Finally, and this is what Maria Giovanna was saying before, the Emilia-Romagna is a region, and Ferrara is a region that is really involved in fostering innovation and provides a supportive ecosystem for startups like Archeologist. For example, we are now part of this project Startup Air, which is a program of incubation, in our case, acceleration programs that help us to scale, to grow, and to be ready for the market. So thank you for your attention. I just close my presentation. Sorry. Okay, thank you
so much, Sara. That was super, super interesting. And also right after what Simone was telling us, it's amazing to see how many different paths and how many different ways there are at the university to sort of like expand your knowledge and also to challenge yourselves and with many different ways. And it's lovely to hear that you are collaborating with other universities in Europe and with other international institution in not so far from here, but also not so close. And I think this can lead us to our very third and last but not least speaker, which is Arianna. And Arianna is a CoSpace officer at the Student Entrepreneurship Center at the University of Ferrara, and she is based here in Laboratorio Aperto, where my office is as well. So it's located just a few meters above me, and she will tell you a bit more about Colors, which is a very interesting program of the University of Ferrara, which of course it's very international, so very precise for today. So thank you so much, Arianna.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I want to thank Laboratorio Aperto for the invitation, and I also want to thank you, Eleonora, for moderating this webinar. So I think it's very suitable for me for going last, because actually what I'm going to present is going to provide the relational link between all the presentation that you saw, because I officially, my position is going to be when it is connected and related with the Department of the Research and the Third Mission of the University of Ferrara. I don't know how many of you are familiar with maybe with the concept of research. You must be pretty familiar with, but with the third mission, is basically that part of the university that is connected with, as Sara was saying before in the introduction to the mission of a spin-off. Archemosmart is about connecting what happened inside the university, so research, for example, but also academic goals and projects with the wider environment of civic society. So bringing everything that happened inside the university in terms of innovation, research, reflection to make benefits and connection with what's happening in the wider of society. For this reason, the University of Ferrara is collaborating with a series of local and international actors, many of them, you also saw in the introduction of Maria Giovanna Govoni, because we collaborate, for example, with Arter, or, for example, other local actor that is going to help provide and increase the network in which the university is located. One of the latest additions to this environment that the University of Ferrara is providing for the students, the researcher, but in general also, as we will see for society in general, is that since last year, the University of Ferrara is part of the Color European Alliance. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the concept of European University Alliance, but in general, they are a consortium, a network, and a partnership between several different universities in Europe that generally they decided to join together in terms of forces, but also in terms of objective, with generally two main trail of goals. One in general is developing smarter, better, improved organization inside the university, so benefit the inside of the university, but also develop ways in which European university can be more connected, and in this way create a truly European society. The Colors University Alliance is one of the newest additions to the network of European University Alliance. Right now in Europe, we count 65 different university alliances with several different objectives, and the University of Ferrara and the alliance that we are part of is especially focused on two main areas of development for our region and our university. One of them is improve and better in general the talent, environment, and innovation support that we have in our region, also strengthening it with several international partners, and on the other side, improving and making more modern and more advanced the offer that the university has to give for in terms of formative curriculum, but also in internationalization option, for example. I like my title, which really is very much confusing as a CoSpace officer, is in reality just like it's a project management of a part of the Colors project that has several different branches. A lot of them involve improvement in the didactic sector of the university, which, for example, the objective of the Colors Alliance is develop new ways of teaching that the University of the Alliance is going to be like testing ground of. So, for example, through several discussion, we developed a shared intention of slowly changing, because of course, like it's not a change that is going to happen very fast, but is a progression, slowly changing the classic and traditional approach to university teaching towards a more challenge-based approach, which, as like maybe some of you are very like more familiar with, that is something that right now in like on a global dimension is very much discussed to improve, for example, innovation, but also the sustainability of the knowledge that you acquire during like your university years. So in this part, the Colors Alliance is giving a lot of opportunity in terms of mobility, for example, from long-term to short-term mobility for students, researchers, but also the teaching and staff, and also like the administration staff, which is going to provide more formative opportunities for the whole of the university, and also a way to exchange good practice and way of improvement and share strategic goals through different European countries and different university, but also like is promotion of shared European projects, for example, useful for providing new ways for applying to funding possibilities for researcher and student to the shared, for example, application to the Marie Curie or ERC projects that are a huge way of sustain research in our countries right now. In addition to this, there is like a very like other small objectives like the promotion of dual degree or summer school. All of this is very much a shared perspective towards all the Europeans University Alliance, but what makes Colors more special, let's say, like what does it make the project more unique, is especially the interest in innovation and entrepreneurship. So one of the objectives of the Colors European Alliance is that of strengthening and improving innovation and entrepreneurship, especially starting from the university. So started from the talent and the research, and also like the goal and the knowledge that the university can bring to the dimension of innovation and entrepreneurship. This stands for not only the goal of sharing with like the wider community the result and the outcomes of university excellence and research, but especially in a desire to add to this dimension what university can specifically bring to these fields, especially the focus on making and maybe changing a little bit the idea that is now currently adopted for innovation and entrepreneurship in a more sustainable way, not only in a sense of making it more sustainable in terms of, for example, like green transition or blue economy and all this catchy research topic that we now see, but also in a sense of making it more thoughtful, more and integrating more ethical perspective into the idea of innovation. Also because I think that right now in Europe, but also globally, we are faced with a critical perspective toward innovation, technology, certain use of technology that maybe towards a shared European perspective, it will be possible to change and transform into a more ethical and sustainable future for this type of fields. In particular, what the Color University Alliance is offering at the University of Ferrara was the establishment of a student entrepreneurship center that is coordinating a series of activity. More like on a practical sense, we organize collabs and hackathons that involve the students and researcher and the PhD candidate of the University of Ferrara, as all of the whole alliance or the other 9 countries that are part of the alliance that focus on generally on big global challenge. For example, our last laboratory and workshop of students' innovation focus on sustainable tourism, for example, but we also had other initiatives on digital mobility, urban future, and urban design for cities, for example. And it allows the students and the researcher to work in international, interdisciplinary teams on challenges that can be translated and find support inside the alliance for example, project idea for services or for idea of entrepreneurship that will find a way of support inside the alliance. The hackathon is very similar to this, only involved larger groups of stakeholders. And in addition to this, what we can also offer is several programs of mentorship and in general support to innovation and entrepreneurial projects that through the help of mentors, of business coach that we organize, the students can find a support environment for the ideas to make them grow and flourish more. So in general, this is what we do day by day with the general object of providing real skill for real life. So in general, very much updating what can be the offer of university also in very pragmatic terms for our students and researchers. I think that.
So much, Arianna. Super interesting also as a, link among everything, connecting what Simone experience and Sara experience and Maria Giovanna. So I think, again, as you very truly said, very well said, it's a very spot on conclusive contribution to our webinar, and I would like to thank you all for being with us tonight. You will probably, well, not probably, you will receive an email afterwards sharing all the materials you've been seeing tonight, but you will receive a survey so you can give us feedbacks to let us know how we did and what we can do better. And also, if you're interested, you can show us your interest in being a candidate of the experience in Ferrara from Ferrara Calling. So we offer you a weekend as our guest in Ferrara with accommodation and food provided, so you can experience literally what it means, and probably also to meet in person the amazing speaker we had with us tonight. So thank you again. And if any part of today's webinar resonated with you, well, maybe Ferrara is calling you too, and we hope to see you in the next appointment, which is tomorrow, dedicated to starting your own business and being an entrepreneur in Ferrara. So thank you again, and have a lovely evening, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye all.
you.
Bye. Thank you.